What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the NBA Slate Starter Podcast. I'm Eric, joined with my buddy Ryan as we break down Fridays. How many games is it? You got to think about it. 8-gamer. That's an 8-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo. Great way to start it off here. Thank you so much to my guy Ryan over there for staying up late. I mean, it is late out there on the East Coast, but we had the Awesemo Christmas party, which was excellent. I had dinner with a buddy of mine who's leaving town for a couple weeks on Sunday, going back for the holidays. So went and got some Korean barbecue. I am full. I am just, I could not imagine eating another thing. This guy is like 150 pounds. You met him at my bachelor party. The guy's 150 pounds and literally ate 3 pounds of meat at Korean barbecue. And I don't really know what's up or down.
He ate, what was that? Oh, I forget how many ounce steak that was. It
was a 3-pound piece of prime rib he ate on at my bachelor party in South Dakota. It was the most ridiculous thing. He's a 150-pound Chinese guy that just stuffs down food, and it's incredible to watch. Truly one of one. You want to talk about a human being that's one of one? My friend Econ is that. But Ryan, how you doing, my dude?
Interesting NBA slate. I obviously was pretty heavy on the Knicks backcourt. They were pretty much a failure across the board. Missed out on the Miles McBride performance.
I mean, injury, right? So, but this is the path. I mean, it's a 1% guy that if you get 5% of 6% of in your core, including Daniel Tice over Şengün, works out. That was a big part. Something Greg and I talked a lot about on the Live Before Lock show. You were sitting in a place where you could have played Durant, Embiid, all of the crazy spend ups, all of the chalk, and probably been in a good place.
Yeah, and Brad Wanamaker also opened up with the Malcolm Brogdon. He was 3K. He was not all that great. Karis LeVert was a baller. It was Bay season. Saddiq Bey. The Saddiq Bey came out post-game conference. I recommend you guys watching his post-game interview. He spoke in third person. It was quite hilarious.
What did I miss? So I didn't watch sports for 2 hours tonight. I missed a wild ending, it sounds like, to the Kansas City, San Diego. All I know is I saw my lineups were doing very well, and then they did very poorly because Travis Kelce was not a part of them. I just went all in Tyreek Hill over him, but you needed both, I guess, or at least for sure Travis Kelce. And then for NBA tonight, no McBride, no money. I mean, that was crazy to see. He played almost the entire second half, and Saddiq Bey, I had that piece. It was something that we talked about quite a bit also. And again, if you avoided the Derrick Rose bomb, if you avoided the Şengün bomb, you were in a really, really good spot, I think, on this slate. But NBA DFS is madness. You know who it's not madness for, Ryan? Our friend Eddie Lai. Second and third in the $15, coming off a 100K day he had last week. I mean, this guy, he runs a lot.
Not only did he have a 100K day last week, he won the night slates every other night, I think, on Friday night and I believe Sunday night as well. So Eddie Lai, for those who don't know, he's one of the co-founders at Awesemo.com. He's an absolute machine when it comes to NBA DFS as well, and an absolute genius on the tech end of things, keeping the site afloat, the backbone of the tech end. But he has been on a monstrous tear of late. So kudos to Eddie Lai.
And he does it so quietly. You, both of you too. You guys are silent assassins. I guess, people like me, we go up on the hilltop and we shout your praises. I'll do the same thing for Eddie Lai right now. Shout out to him. He just is a monster right now, and got a chance to meet him obviously in Denver alongside you at the Fantasy Baseball World Championship, and he wasn't even playing. I don't think it was just him hanging out, right? He was just hanging out with everybody there and talking through the process. And I'm like, this is a pretty smart dude. I'd like to have him in my life. I thought he was going to move down closer to me. He was up north in California here, but congrats to him. Just wanted to start off with that. Always fun to celebrate Awesemo wins, especially when they're guys like Eddie, who are just some of the best, like as solid a dudes as you'll ever find in this industry. But hey, let's get to some basketball here. We've got a big Friday slate to talk. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when this and all the other content is going live here on YouTube if you're seeing us there. And if you're listening to us on the podcast network, please head over to Apple, give us that 5-star review that we are so craving for. That's all Ryan wants for Christmas. That's what I heard, at least. Some 5-star reviews. We're going to give away some good stuff here coming up very, very shortly. Again, Christmas is fast approaching, and Christmas has a massive slate. Get those 5-star review ins. I promise they will be good things. But Ryan, you ready to get going, my guy?
Let's ride.
Guy is okay, right? Not dude. Guy's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm still not over it. I'm going to be doing this bit for the next like month. I'm so in my head. But hey, Steph Curry, I'm in my head about this guy too because it's 11-3 and he hasn't done anything to earn such a ridiculous tag. Steph Curry is basically unplayable. You're paying for his 1 in 20 outcome where he's going to put up 70. You know what I mean? Like it's 1 out of every 10, 20 slates that you're looking at. Steph Curry will go completely Super Saiyan and go nuts. But we haven't seen it now for not just a hot second, but I mean, the 28th of November is the last time we saw him go over 60. He's 11-3. I don't understand what DK is doing, putting him up this high, but I understand if somebody else were out, maybe he would shoot the ball 30 times, but I just don't understand it. It's continuing to be strange, but the story of the day is COVID. Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to continue to be out. We're going to be talking a lot about Sacramento because legitimately De'Aaron Fox is in COVID protocols now too. Alex Len is in protocols. That joins Terrence Davis, Marvin Bagley, all of them out. And now Tyrese Halliburton questionable. You could be looking at the most popular player on this slate being at the guard position with Davion Mitchell. Rookie Davion Mitchell, not even a high usage guy. I don't know. I want to start with the high end like we always do at point guard, but it's hard not to talk about the Kings in the context of everything we do. Plus, they're in the late night hammer, which allows you to adjust to news throughout the entire night. Talk to me about the guard situation here because it is wild.
Yeah, so Steph Curry, Toronto, the Golden State staff already said that he's going to be ruled out for the most likely for the second half of the back-to-back against Toronto. 11-3 against Boston. Can he light it up and put up 70-plus fantasy points with the three-point bonus? Sure. But there's a surplus of value of guard options on this slate. Look, Russell Westbrook is also out for the Lakers. I don't know if Isaiah Thomas is going to be in the player pool, but they're also dealing with COVID protocols as well. Malik Monk actually tested back in.
He's in today. Yep.
He's going to be in for the slate. He was earlier in COVID protocols. Now he's back in. There's going to be some value in the Lakers situation in that Lakers backcourt. We'll see how that transpires as well. But I'm going to jump all the way down. I mean, it's tough not to love Davion Mitchell's price tag. He's going to be asked to play almost 40 minutes, 40 minutes plus, barring any foul trouble, because he's one of the last guys standing. I'd put an asterisk on that Sacramento game. Significant chance that they just might not have enough guys to roll out, and they might.
I was thinking about that. Do you think, like, if Tyrese Halliburton can't play because of an injury and they can't get the 8 guys, maybe they made them questionable? Rashawn Holmes is doubtful. I mean, you're looking at a possibility where it's COVID and injury where they don't have 8 guys.
There's a chance that could definitely be the case. I mean, we saw the Bulls earlier in the week. The game against the Pistons got postponed. So we'll find out, I think, in the afternoon to see what happens about that situation. But going down the list, I love the $9,300 Dame Lillard price tag. I think he's a 10K player with the situation in Portland with no CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum, I believe, will near return next week, but keep that. And I just want to ride that Damian Lillard price tag till it hits $10,000. But if you want to spend down in the guard position, there's going to be a ton of news that moves around in the 8-game slate. Other guys who are cheap that I'm willing to take my chances on. In the backcourt, Buddy Hield has dodged the COVID health and protocols. If Buddy Hield's going to play 40 minutes, you're going to love it. You're going to love 40 minutes of Buddy Hield at $5,100. Shooting guard, small forward eligible. Another strong option, in my opinion. As much as Eric hates Buddy Hield, I think Eric will be rostering Buddy Hield well over the field tomorrow.
Yeah, I definitely will. I mean, you said last man standing. Can I interest you in some, what is his name? Jamias Ramsey is a guy who got recalled. Mm-hmm. We have Woodard II. I don't know who that is, but he's somebody who's been recalled in the month of November.
Both of these guys. So the Sacramento Kings won the Summer League championship this year, and both of those guys were key members of the team to win them the Summer League championship. Jamias Ramsey is someone who can perform pretty well during the Summer League, and Woodard played some solid minutes as well. But Davion Mitchell and Jamias Ramsey were the backbone of that Summer League championship team. And those are guys who I'll be looking to roster if they're going to be active and rolled out, which I think will be the most likely situation. So I think those guys are completely fine plays, and then their price tag fits the mold for you to jam in some studs.
Let's all hope that Off night has an on night, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Off night is the best nickname right now, but he might be. He better have his on night in all our lineups tomorrow.
You know who had an on night the other night? Drew Holiday sure did. Any 7,900, he's going to be probably your other most popular guard here at the position, no matter what happens with Chris Middleton. It's just an absolute smash here. Chris Middleton is probable now 6,700, but I still think a 7,900. I mean, those two guys are going to be massive parts of this slate, especially because, and I don't want to spoil it because I want to save his name. It rhymes with Mamarcus Muzzins. We're going to be talking about him on this slate big time. He might become the new Şengün, especially after Şengün died tonight. Rip City to Şengün. Anything else for you at the guard position?
No, it's the whole slate's in a flux with all the COVID and protocols that are coming in. The NBA is intensifying protocol testing, so keep an eye on that situation. There will be games that could be canceled. It wouldn't shock me, but if there's a DFS slate out there on an 8-game slate, late swap is key to the game, and get ready to fire some off definitely tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I mean, if Isaiah Thomas is going to be out, we've got a flat min Rondo everywhere. He might end up being the guy. So throwing him out there with Russell Westbrook out, Malik Monk, of course, could be in there. We've seen Point LeBron, I don't know, for 15, 20 years. So it's something that can definitely exist.
It could also be Austin Reeves season.
Austin Reeves season. Congrats on that. What a moment that had to be for an undrafted rookie to just go down and hit like a dagger assisted by Russell Westbrook in that spot.
Oh, what a shot. He was fouled too. And I believe he's from the Oklahoma area. They were playing in Dallas. And I hope
2 years at Wichita State, 2 years at Oklahoma. I'm a sicko because college DFS is so profitable. Continue.
No, and Austin Reeves hit a dagger. He was amazing in that game. He I believe only missed one 3-pointer out of all the ones he took. LeBron calls him AR-15, so go figure.
Yeah, there you go. If LeBron's calling you a shooter and a sniper or an assault rifler in this regard, you're probably pretty good at shooting the rock. There's no question about it. Let's head over to FanDuel and keep it moving. Again, it is super late over there on the East Coast for Mr. Ryan. And not only that, he's only thinking about 2 weeks ahead. His life is all revolving around December 31st and this Michigan football game. We got to get him to bed. He has plenty. He's got 2 weeks to prepare. We got to get him to bed here as soon as we possibly can. I'm heading to FanDuel point guard position. Trae Young, 10K. Steph Curry, 9,900 here. DeJounte Murray, all the way down to 9K here. LaMelo Ball, it's interesting because he's questionable for Friday night. I mean, it'd just be a conditioning thing with him. I mean, is it something maybe they play him? Regardless, I think he might be a tough ask. Can he get there in 30 minutes? Sure. We've seen him a number of times over the course of the last 2 years where he's found paths to upside in low 30s minutes, but like 9,600 might be a little bit of an overpay when we have so much value to be looking at here. I want to identify ceiling. And for me, it continues to be Damian Lillard at 8,700 in Portland here. 38 minutes. He's now gone 47 and 38 minutes in back-to-back games here. He gets a day of rest today. And now coming into this Friday game, I'm in love with that tag. I'm in love with the matchup. What do you think about him and the rest of the point guard position?
Yeah, Damian Lillard should be taking 25 to 30 shot attempts in this game if Portland wants to win. $8,700 is simply too damn cheap. And Dollar Dame, I'll be excited to play all $8,700 for Dame Lillard tomorrow on FanDuel. No questions asked about that. But spending down off nights at $4,700, I think he's a staple of our lineups. Duncan Robinson lit it up last time. I'm willing to shy off now just because he's a very scoring dependent guy. I like Duncan Robinson when he's in the single-digit ownership. I think he's going to be in the double-digit ownerships tomorrow. Rather spend up for guys like Buddy Hield at $5,100. So that's where I think you should be definitely taking your chances.
We have a $4,800 Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, wow.
FanDuel has Isaiah Thomas in the player pool.
Yeah, if he's going to start and run the show, we might need to go there.
Do tell everybody about his G League. His one game in the G League, 42-8-6. Is that any good? Alongside Lance Stevenson. I loved those highlights more than words.
Yeah, wow. IT too, back in the mold. I mean, playing with this former team with LeBron James. Yeah, they're gonna roll him out. Look, this is IT2 playing for his playoff NBA Live for like the fourth straight season at this point. Danny Ainge and the Celtics did him dirty. He got robbed of, I want to say, of at least $150 million just because of that trade and letting him play through that bad hip. Really screwed him over. And IT2 has never just been the same since then. If he's going to play, he's going to have to ball out and kind of audition himself. And at that price tag, man, he might be playing at least 30 minutes and 30 minutes of IT2. You're going to be definitely very interested in that. That's crazy. With all these hardship exceptions that we're going to be able to roster IT2 tomorrow.
It's insanity. I mean, I'm going back. I'm going to add more funds. I'm trying to figure out how many years I have to go back to get a sample size here on him with the Lakers and such. I mean, I know that he was around a fantasy point per minute player for a while. Obviously, in Boston, he was just on volume with the Lakers.
He finished fifth in
and
MVP.
The Pelicans.
Yeah, he finished fifth in MVP voting. I want to say in 2017.
And he lost his sister in the playoffs right before the playoffs started in Boston. He ends up having all of that. Again, I don't know if I ever thought he was like a phenomenal basketball player, but there's no question he could get a bucket if he needed a bucket.
Yeah. No, he can definitely can generate his own bucket for sure. And that alone, he's going to be maybe potentially hounded by Pat Bev. I don't know how to feel about IT2 being hounded by Pat Bev all night, just trying to play for your NBA life. But hey, IT2 is going to find a way to generate a shot for sure.
Last guy to throw into the mix for me. Now you have Franz Wagner up to 5,700, Terrence Ross up to 5,500. Still upset about that with Gary Harris getting ruled out last second. But Gary Harris, game time decision here, questionable. Cole Anthony, questionable. You could be looking at RJ Hampton being super chalk as well. He started last game in relief. That was kind of a surprise to me that they didn't go with Ross there, but RJ Hampton is 3,800. He played 27 minutes, only put up 21. I say this just because RJ Hampton with Denver had glimpses where he looked good. He had glimpses at the end of last year after the trade. I think he's interesting. He was acquired in the Aaron Gordon trade, of course, but I look at RJ Hampton as a guy that also would be an extreme nice source of value if you get both Cole Anthony and Gary Harris off the floor. Would you agree?
Yeah. So RJ Hampton, for people who don't know, he was the number one high school recruited player. He chose to go to New Zealand. He got hurt there. He wasn't that good. He fell to Denver in the draft. He's a very talented player. I just don't know why he's just being. I think he should be starting for this Denver team, but. For Orlando team. And yeah, if he's going to start, I'll have some interest, and I think he'll be pretty solid value for sure. I think you can definitely go there. Another guy who burned us all last time out was Kyle Lowry. He's only $7,000 in this very piece of cake Orlando matchup. I expect Lowry to bounce back. That was very disappointing the other night. Burned a lot of lineups with that performance. So I hope to potentially go back to him and kind of redeem myself.
Or he can redeem the money we lost him. I paid $8,100 for that idiot over on DraftKings. Can't get much worse than that. Played him in a lot of lineups at that number. I'm good at DFS. Here we go. Steph Curry, $45. LaMelo Ball as well, $45. Going to be a no for me, dog. Trae Young, $44. DeJounte Murray, $42. Obviously you have John Moran and Russell Westbrook out there. Damian Lillard, $37 up from the 35 he was at before on Yahoo. Brandon Ingram up to 35 from the 34 he was at before. Still, we know how much upside he can have. You don't have Giannis on the floor. That definitely brings down the defensive efficiency from this Milwaukee side. But I got to tell you, there are just so many pieces of value down here at the bottom of the guard position. And considering we have Nikola Jokic on this slate, I know that that's going to be a spend up I go to quite a bit. Considering we have LeBron James and Anthony Davis without Russell Westbrook, those are going to be spend ups that I'm going to want to talk about. We're going to have somebody like Garl Anthony Edwards. We don't know ever what's going to be going on with some of these injuries, but I'm telling you right now, there's so many guys here at this bottom end that we should be firing at will. I mean, it's just going to be ridiculous. Anthony Simons continues to be $12. He's playing like CJ McCollum-ish minutes, low 30s, high 20s minutes here. That makes it tough to get away from for me. Devontae Graham, $16 is probably a pass. But Tyus Jones, $18. I mean, there are just so many guards to be rostering here on this slate. Who are some of your favorites on Yahoo?
Davion Mitchell, $10. Buddy Hield, $17.
Done.
Just targeting the Sacramento situation seems like the way to go, in my opinion. So, yeah, those guys definitely stick out to me. Other guys, if you want to take some other chances on, you mentioned Anthony Simons, $12, an excellent play as well. That's how things really go. I mean, it's tough to move.
I got one more guy I want you to talk about, and I hate it. Before we move on from the guard position, Grayson Allen.
Yeah, no, I think
$12 again. Would you play him even with Middleton in?
Yeah, I think he's going to be very, very low owned, and it's going to be interesting. I'll take my chances there. Keep in mind, DeMarcus Cousins, it's another high usage guy, might be asked to play a lot of minutes tomorrow. So I believe I think Thanasis, the older Thanasis is questionable tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And someone else entered health and safety protocols for that team. Bobby Portis entered.
Bobby Portis. I know. That's what I said. Schmarkus Schmuzzins. I wanted to save that one for the very, very end. And, nobody knows who we're talking about.
It's Boogie Night in December of 2021. So we can definitely talk about Boogie once we get there. But lots of spend on options and on the Yahoo side of things for you to spend up elsewhere.
You know what I need everybody to boogie on and go do, Ryan? Check out this Yahoo promo we have going. Get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. So they're running the 12 days of Christmas as well. These tournaments are ridiculous. They're just incentivized for the player. They have a bunch of everybody wins. You're getting a little bit of your money back, even if you don't have the nuts for a lineup. And then there's just massive upside on these. These are low 10, 12% rate contests that they have going for it. You want to take advantage of this. And also, if you're a new Yahoo user, not only do you get the free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum, not only will you get to have the best tools that exist here in the industry, but if you use the promo code XMIS100, that is XMIS100, you can get up to $100 return on your investment. You can put $100 in, and you will get $100 in Yahoo promo back. That is $100 into your account to use on contests automatically. There's no better promo that you're going to find across the industry than that right now. Plus, Yahoo has the best contest for NFL. They're running negative 25% management fee Sunday contests. They're going to have the best Saturday contests, the best showdown contests. I'm telling you, Yahoo is the place you want to be playing right now. Head over there. Don't do anything else. If you're new to Yahoo, take advantage of this promo. Use XMAS100, XMAS100, and use that today. Stop guessing, start winning. Join us here at Awesemo Plus, getting that free subscription. But more importantly, play the best place for your bankroll, and that is Yahoo. To the forward position we go, Ryan. Lovely. See how fun that is? I love segues. Here we go. Giannis out. LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is down to 9,400 over on DK. He is the only guy I have circled for a spend up at the forward position. I'm going to get an absolute immaculate ton, considering he's going to get Jared Vanderbilt on him. And let me just tell you, I could score on Jared Vanderbilt. That sounds aggressive, but it's true. Talk to me about the top of the forward spots on DK.
Yeah, top of forward. Anthony Davis season, all about that for sure. LeBron James, 10-4, another solid play, I think. I have no issues going to him at all. Jason Tatum could light it up for sure. Brandon Ingram playing against a Giannis-less Milwaukee team. These guys are both tournament options, but I prefer the Lakers side of things and Anthony Davis and LeBron James. They're a shorthanded team. They're going to be asked to play 30-plus minutes in a matchup versus Minnesota. We saw Anthony Edwards drop 10 three-pointers, I believe, the other night. So we know what the upside is there at $8,000. I like going to him. It's going to be a spot to spend up on. But I think some of the value in Sacramento, Harrison Barnes, I know he burned a lot of people last time out, but he's going to be asked to play a ton of minutes. $5,700 and Buddy Hield, $5,100. Both of those guys are priority options for me. And it's tough not to move away from those guys for sure. If you want to spend down in the Lakers situation, Carmelo Anthony is also $4,000 as another strong option. And that's how I really feel about those Lakers guys. Anyone else that sticks out to you? I think it's moving off of those guys. Anyone else seems a little too cute, but in long shot GPPs, anything can really pan out.
How could you be Mo Harkless? He's 3K. Can we roster Mo Harkless? He's 3K. Chimezie Metu is questionable too.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't, they might not just have enough guys.
That's what I'm getting at. Is I think Mo Harkless at 3K is like gonna have to start for this team.
Yeah, like, he's gonna start and play 30 plus minutes. Yeah.
Like it's gonna be your starting rotation. If I had to make it as of right now, if you're going to assume that Tyrese Halliburton misses, which I do right now, because he got added to questionable tonight, I just get the feeling he's out. Same thing with Chimezie Metu. I think he's out. I'm looking at Davion Mitchell, Buddy Hield, Mo Harkless, Harrison Barnes at the 4, and then Tristan Thompson at center. Like that's legitimately your starting 5, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, with their bench being Damian Jones, Jamias Ramsey, and Robert Woodward, right?
Yep. That's the 8. That's the 8 that I have right now. And maybe they get somebody that they're able to bring up. I don't think that it works that way. I think we would have seen that news today, the way that Brooklyn just added 4 guys after that game got over. Did you see that?
Yeah, they added 4 guys, and Kessler Edwards, David Duke Jr., Bonanza, which I had a lot of fun rostering the other night, will come to an end.
Oh, Rip City. I saw Greg Ehrenberg had a nice tweet. It was like Duke Jr., what was it, December 13th to December 14th, rip. It was a good run. It was a good run of 2 days of slates for that guy. But here we go. Here's the thing. That there are so many pieces of news that we're going to be waiting on here. And I could talk about certain guys forever. I think we could talk about even Wayne Ellington or Carmelo Anthony is 4K for the Lakers. I think they're both in play. As random as that sounds, we talked about Reeves. He's 3,300 and just played 32 minutes. Do I expect him to go nutties from 3 like he did the other night? No, but he's going to be on the floor for 30 minutes probably. Like there are a lot of paths for some of these other guys to get minutes with Horton Tucker out, with Russell Westbrook out. I mean, there's just so many guys they're going to have to play minutes. Monk back in maybe puts another wrench into it, but we got to keep that in consideration. But those kind of situations exist throughout, but mainly just roster a bunch of Sacramento guys. Anything else that really stands out for you on TK?
No, not really. I mean, those are like the cream of the crop of plays that you touched on, and you brought up Mo Harkless, who another outstanding value. There's so much value on this slate. Holy, I just can't believe it.
Well, go ahead. What exploded if we were going to go with? You were going to say Schneikes? Is that what you were going to say?
Maybe I'll save it for another position.
Slate Starter After Dark. Here we go to the rest of the positions. Let's go to FanDuel forward here. Giannis out. LeBron James 11K. LeBron James got priced up there. Anthony Davis 10-2 for him. So I mean that's going to be more expensive. Always strange to see guys more aggressively priced on FanDuel, but we kind of saw that today with the Brooklyn pieces where I just got to like 0 of them there. I wish I had gotten to 0 of them on DK and Yahoo as well, but I digress. Such is life. Rest of the position here as we're moving down. Brandon Ingram's 8,800, Jason Tatum 9,600. Both of those a little bit more unadvantageous as opposed to DK, but you can take shots there. John Collins, 7,400. Dude played 36 minutes and didn't completely smash that slate. And I know Adam Scherer and I talked a little bit about that on one of our shows where we were just like, how did John Collins fail here in this spot in a phenomenal game environment going up against Orlando? But he did, and that's kind of the way that basketball works. You have Al Horford, a lot of these guys, pretty much everybody that isn't named Jaren Jackson at 6,400, which that's just an abysmal price tag, is going to be a tournament play. And that's kind of the impression I get. It's going to be very Starsy and Scrubsy. You're going to want to get up to your AD or your LeBron, and then it's going to just fall to Jaren Jackson Jr. for ownership. Is there anybody outside of those pieces that really interests you in that like mid to upper case of forward?
I guess Harrison Barnes is the other guy. He's
okay.
5,700. Taking a shot on Andrew Wiggins at 5,900. I have no, I don't want to shock me or anything. Maybe he's saving up for the matchup against Toronto in his hometown. But I don't know if he's from Toronto. I know he's from Canada.
Oh, Canada. Yeah. I was going to say, you name one city in Canada. Yeah. I'm going to find out where he's from. I just know he's from Canada too.
He might be from like Calgary or something.
Here we go. Let's find out live. I'm going to find out.
Other guys, I think Larry Nance Jr. continues to start for this Portland team. He's one of those guys, steals and blocks, upside on FanDuel for sure. But if you want to spend down, Tristan Thompson, $4,300 for a depleted Sacramento team. Carmelo Anthony, 4,700. Nasir Little has been starting and playing a lot of minutes for this Portland team as well. So $4,200 Nasir Little. People were shocked when he fell into the 20s in the draft. I want to say that was 2 or 3 years ago now. And he's on his last year of his rookie deal. And I think Nasir Little has talent for sure. He's, I think, a back-end rotational NBA player. But I think at $4,200 when you're playing those minutes in a matchup versus Charlotte, I like taking my chances there for sure.
He's from Thornhill, Ontario, Canada. Andrew Wiggins is. Yeah. That is basically Toronto. So congratulations, you won. You named the biggest city in Canada, and he just happened to be from it. I will send you your medal in the mail for Christmas. Well done, sir. Congratulations. First prize. Do you have any? Would you like to say any words as a congratulatory speech?
He can play his fellow countrymate tomorrow, Tristan Thompson. That's
see, I love that segue. See, that's nice. Plus, in LA out here, he's pretty famous for other reasons.
Tristan Thompson definitely does love his baby mama drama once or twice a week. So have fun with that.
Yeah, really, really love headlines like that. Love the Kardashians. They're really fun. Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, 3,800. He's been starting, but now I think we can not make him a thing. I will say Cam Reddish, 4,500 here for him, has now played 27 and 25 minutes. But those are the kind of pieces of value that maybe he would just have to go so nuts compared to some of these other pieces that we already know that are going to be established pieces of value. I mean, everybody should be playing Harrison Barnes. Everybody should be playing Buddy Hield at 5,100 over on FanDuel. Everybody should be playing some of these ancillary options. Whoever ends up in that starting lineup period is going to be a smash. Tristan Thompson, I got to think, is a smash on this slate. That's just kind of the way that I look at it. And Mo Harkless is 3,500. He's the absolute min. Like, what else do you say?
There's nothing else I can counteract to that. I think we touched on a solid player pool so far.
All right, to Yahoo. Let's keep it moving here. Oh, we're at the half-hour mark. We're cruising here. LeBron James, $47. Jason Tatum, $45. Anthony Edwards, $35. Miles Bridges, $34. Gordon Hayward, $30. John Collins, $29. Draymond Green, $28. I'm literally just listing guys. None of them sound appealing other than LeBron James there at the top end. Of course, Anthony Davis is center only over on Yahoo, and that creates a massive, massive problem that you have on this slate because we'll talk about the cheap centers, whether it's Tristan Thompson or elsewhere, and then we know the upsides that exist, but we won't go there yet here. Jaren Jackson Jr., $25. That kind of sticks out to me, something that's really, really obvious. But in terms of punts down here, I mean, we're going to be doing the same thing we've done at every other position. That's, hey, look at this. Harrison Barnes, $20. Hey, look at this. Mo Harkless is $10. I don't know what else to tell you. Those two smash. Talk to me about Yahoo.
Yeah, Yahoo, obviously in the forward spot, very popular position to spend down. But tomorrow, with all the value in all the other positions, LeBron James is fine to go to $47. Other guys, Anthony Edwards is $35. He's had a strong game the other night. Jaren Jackson, $25 is priced appropriately, but has that upside if he avoids foul trouble. If you want to spend down a little bit, we touched on Nasir Little, Larry Nance, both of those guys. You can definitely take your chances on. You touched on Cam Reddish. He's also $10. But I just think the value on the other positions are stronger. So it's going to I will be more interested in spending up, definitely. Now, if Chimezie Metu plays, I think he's a great play at $12. I just think he's going to force to play a lot of minutes if Alex Len and Bagley are out. So this whole King situation is going to dictate how the slate's going to end up. And having the ability to get the right Kings guys in, I think you're going to find yourself on the top of many, many leaderboards across the board.
I mean, you're naturally going to get 3-4 of them in most of your lineups automatically. And so you're just going to mix and match based on if that starting lineup comes out late, which is always what I hope. I always hope that news breaks late so that we can be the only ones reacting to it. People are going to make assumptions on who's going to start, and then it might look different. Like, let's say Harkless doesn't start. You could still play him. They're going to have limited guys, but those are the kind of things to be paying attention to. Let's head to the center position, get ourselves out of here. Nikola Jokic, $12,000 here over on DraftKings. The guy's averaging 1.8 DraftKings points per minute on the year. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
He's been absolutely amazing. Earlier today, Zach Lowe brought up when Nikola Jokic is on the floor, They are the best basketball team in the league. When he's off the floor, the Nuggets are the worst basketball team in the league. That is how good he has been for this, just in general. And Nikola Jokic deserves to be in the MVP conversation. It's along with Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. He's right there. You could even argue he's the leading MVP guy. And I mean, amazing. Nikola Jokic is one of the truthers that I've been on since 2015. A lot of people were like, who is this guy? I was like, look, just be patient with him. He's going to be really good. And all those guys have come back and said, how'd you know? I was like, you just got to trust the process with Jokic. And Jokic has been amazing. He's going to be $13,000 the way he's been playing. And he deserves to be. And I'll be having interest in there because we have enough value to find a way to roster him. But $3,100 Boogie Cousins. Boy. Boogie.
Here we go.
Oh,
so
boy.
For those that don't know, and I don't know how you don't know, but this might be my favorite day of DFS we've had, period, because it is absolutely 100% Boogie Cousins is going to start and Boogie Cousins is going to smash night. Not only that, but there's another guy, Mamukashvili, and we're going to be rostering a bunch of him as well because Bobby Portis out. I don't know how many minutes Cousins can play, but even at 18, I'm going to get to him in a bunch of lineups. If he plays 24 minutes, he's absolutely the best play, period, in the history of DFS. He's 3,100 over on DK. I mean, there was a day where he was like 3K last year, burned everybody. He only played like 10 minutes for Houston. And then the next game, I think he put up like 50 and 18 minutes or 20 minutes or something stupid. I mean, that's the kind of shit Boogie Cousins does. He's the best play of the slate tomorrow, period, end of story. Would you agree? If he's in the starting lineup, done.
Yeah, for sure. I think you got to definitely take your $3,100 center, and people who don't, I don't know why. I mean, why you wouldn't. And the only situation, there's no other situation why you wouldn't want to take a $3,100 Boogie Cousins. That is such a smash play, and we try to figure out the rest of the puzzle, and that's kind of your free square, quote unquote free square, they say.
Mm-hmm. And Tristan Thompson's 3,800. I'll say, as much as I love Tristan Thompson here at that number as well, you've got Jokic and you've got Cousins, and I think you're going to want to play a bunch of both. But then Davion Jones is a guy that we've seen back in the Golden State days go completely nuts there. He's at the flat 3K. If you basically break that down 26 and 22 minutes for the center position, or even if you made it 30-18, I still could see myself getting some Davion Jones. How about you?
Yeah, I still would just find $3,100 Boogie Cousins and spend up elsewhere. It'd be
okay. That's a better idea. I like that.
It'd be tough for me to go to Davion Jones there. But if there for some reason more Kings guys get ruled out and he has to play like 40 plus minutes, then we have a conversation. But Boogie Cousins,
Davion Jones and Tristan Thompson starting lineup.
It could definitely happen. I mean,
I know it could. They were talking about Drummond and Embiid the other day, and that was like a big talking point where, Doc Rivers had some stupid quote where he had said like, they've played on a floor together before. Not this year. They haven't, not that I've seen, but apparently in the preseason they did. So whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. I mean, it's Boogie Cousins. My God. Let's see what he's priced at on the other sites.
Well, you're going to enjoy it because it's still advantageous. Where did he just go? I just had him circled. Oh yeah. He's 3,700 over on FanDuel. So should we play him over there?
God, yeah, you got to take this Boogie Cousins season.
I mean, here's the thing, though. I think on FanDuel, it's the one side out of the three that we really have to have a conversation because it's the ceiling of Jokic versus the security of a 3,700 Boogie. I know that this is literally 1:30 on the East Coast that you're recording this. 1:30 p.m. is the time on the clock as we say this right now. You have one lineup to save your life. Are you playing Boogie or are you playing Joker?
I'm taking Boogie because Boogie can put up 40 at that price tag, and
I'm with you.
I'll take my Boogie. And keep in mind, he's playing a New Orleans team that kind of screwed him over. And
you can play LeBron and AD, and I'll play both of them with Boogie.
Not just LeBron and AD. You can play like Jason Tatum. You can spend up however you want. There's so many great spend up options. But dang, Boogie Cousins. Wow. But if you don't want to play Boogie, I mean, other pivots are Yusuf Nurkic, 6,500. I think is a fine option to go there. And you want to spend up for Cat or Jokic, so be it. I think they'll be kind of low on just because so much of the ownership is going to go to Boogie Cousins.
Sandro Mamukashvili, We can play him at power forward. That is very useful. I'm just throwing that out there. He's 3,500. I'm expecting him to be like, I could see it be something where we talk about Boogie all day and then Mamu's starting. I could see
for
that
sure.
happening.
That can definitely happen. Remember, Boogie's getting himself in play, conditioning shape. He missed the other game, not for an injury. He missed it for personal reasons. So maybe you're going to have to rely on Boogie. I think it could be, I'd be shocked to see, not shocked, if Boogie plays less than 18, 20 minutes just because of how short-handed they are. I think he's going to need to play those at the minimum.
I agree. And Jordan Awara at 4,300, power forward center. I didn't talk about him earlier, but played 27 minutes. Dumbest thing ever. The Milwaukee Bucks tweeted out a lineup, and they just tweeted out the wrong lineup. They didn't apparently know that Rodney Hood wasn't the guy starting and that it was Jordan Awara. So at least I won't make that mistake this time. I really liked some of the sites that you used to track news. They were definitely trolling Milwaukee for being ridiculous. But let's round this out here. Center over on Yahoo looks the same, only different. Nikola Jokic, $56. Karl Anthony Towns. And right after I said he didn't have upside, the guy puts up 52.8 and less than 3/4 of work up against Joker and the likes. So letting that be known, that was pretty nuts what we saw out of him there. But rest of the position, I mean, it's very straightforward. The same conversation we've had. We've got DeMarcus Cousins at the flat min, $10. Mamukelashvili is actually a power forward, $10 over there. I think that's pretty useful for Yahoo. But I mean, we're looking at him. We're looking at Tristan Thompson from Sacramento here. He's down at $10. So many $10 guys. And then Joker. Yeah, $56 for Joker. I'm going to try to make it work, but in the events that I have to pay up at every other position and then just play these $10 centers, I'm just happy to do it. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, and I think that's completely fine to do. It's an interesting center spot. I mean, you can roster two over there. It's going to come down to the news of what rolls out throughout the day, but there's a way to spend up and jam in those studs, especially over there. I mean, you can spend down on the other positions that we talked about. But it's tough not to find a way to jam in Jokic. And how do you not find a way to jam in Jokic with all this value we have? And you can roster two of these centers, and there's a ton of good options based on the value we have. I mean, that's kind of the situation that's pertaining itself. It's going to come down to Boogie starts or not. I mean, if Boogie starts, how do you not play that? You
play it. And then you figure out everything else.
He is going against Jonas Valanciunas on the other side of things. And, oh, man, Boogie Cousins is going to get 4 first-half fouls or something like that and just going to ruin the Boogie night.
Oh, God. Don't even say stuff like that. I mean, I'm just obsessed with it. Everybody loves Boogie Cousins night. If he ends up starting, he should be 100% owned. That's just the way that I feel about it. But he's going to be like 75% owned. Don't be part of that 25%. Live with us. Live with us. I promise you. Boogie Cousins, the water is warm here for sure, everybody. But hey, that is another week of the Slate Starter in the books. Absolute blast here. Whew, we burned the midnight oil through this one, Ryan. You're the man. Any final words for the people before we head into the weekend?
Yeah, I'll be on the Awesemo.com airways, I guess, live streams on Saturday.
Airwaves, that counts.
On Saturday and Sunday. I'll be doing the deeper dive on Saturday, and then a rare Live Before Lock appearance by me on Sunday evening.
With who?
With Eric. The Slate Starter podcast is taking their talents to the NBA Live Before Lock on Sunday. So catch me there. I'm looking forward to it. Make sure to subscribe and leave a 5-star review for us on the Apple Podcast feed over here. Outside of that, enjoy and health and safety protocols filled NBA, NFL slates, whatever you want to play. And hopefully you stay safe as well. Hey, good luck, everyone. And hopefully you guys find at the top. Boogie night.
Boogie night, baby. He's Ryan. He's going to be all over the place here. I'm Eric. I'm already everywhere, and you guys are sick of me. But you're going to have Ryan and I together on Sunday. I can't wait for it. Hopefully you can either. Happy weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.